Hey, what's up guys? Markian Sitch here. Sorry, I always like seeing the camera do that weird trick there with the focus. What's up? Today we're gonna be talking about something really cool. It's called whole life insurance. And you're like, why is that gonna be cool? Okay, whole life insurance in general sounds like the most boring topic in the whole world, I do admit, and it kind of totally is, except until you realize, wait, this might help my money grow in two different places at the same time if I play my cards right. Yes, you heard that right. Your money could potentially be working in two different places at the same time. Now, without further ado, let's roll the intro and get into it. This is really part two to a video I made last year when I was just dipping my toes in, educating myself, starting my own policy, just excited to tell the world about what it is that we're doing at Active Duty Passive Income for all the other military members as a way to help accelerate their cash flow. Again, it's called a whole life insurance policy. We call it a cash flow accelerator at ADPI, but really what it is, it's a very unique and specific kind of whole life policy. It's a high cash value, dividend paying whole life policy that we structure in such a way, basically we disregard the fact that it has a death benefit. We do not structure it, or we don't even treat it as a death benefit life insurance policy. Like the traditional thing you might be thinking a life insurance policy is for, we don't care. That's a nice cherry on top that you get, is that you have a death benefit for your family, but we treat it as a very unique savings account. 9 times out of 10, pretty sure 10 times out of 10, whenever somebody compares our policy to somebody else's out there, they're like, whoa, you're really knocking it out of the park. We went behind the curtains. We stepped in with the agents that actually work for the mutual companies, and we pulled on every single lever.
Pull the lever, Kronk.
It's been shrouded in clouds and smoke and mirrors and everything. And we're like, okay, do everything possible as aggressively as possible without having it mech out. And I'm not gonna get into that now. Make these policies so they're basically a glorified savings account with high interest bearing, and they are basically tax-free and kind of sheltered in other ways. And make it so that we can borrow from them, leverage against the cash value that we're building in them. You know, that's also tax-free, but to do it in such a way where the policy actually continues growing even as you borrow against it. I mean, we've gotten to the point where we're just super comfortable with it. We've had plenty of very, very happy members actually get started with this. I have started with this. I've practiced the mechanics of it where I've borrowed against it, put it back in, repaid it, seen how that works. And essentially it's super easy, honestly. It's really not that scary as long as you have somebody, a trusted partner or trusted agent to help you build this policy and kind of be your advocate when going to the mutual companies and getting this structured. I'm gonna do a couple of disclaimers here. ADPI, Active Duty Passive Income, is not saying that this is for everybody. Actually, this is not for everybody. Not by a long shot. This is for a very specific, uniquely positioned individual who has their finances straight, who has a very good savings account and can venture off into doing something that is maybe outside the norm, even though it has an extremely lucrative potential with it. Somebody that's not gonna treat it as an investment, but rather a tool, let's call it a unique savings account that will help them accelerate their acquisitions of assets, their rental properties or their crypto or whatever they want to do that they're careful about doing, that they already know how to do. They just need to add that extra ingredient where their money starts working in two different places at the same time. I'm gonna rewind a little bit. Here's what I did. I want to get a policy because I want to either buy rental properties and I want to leverage my money that's in this type of cash flow accelerator, or maybe I want to treat it as like a glorified secondary savings account because I had money, but I didn't exactly want to use it. I wasn't comfortable with using it, but I also didn't want it just sitting around. So I had this money available, but I wasn't comfortable with just letting it rot, like sit around and basically lose its value due to inflation. Like this past year, what? It was over 5%.
Ouch.
I didn't want that to happen, but I also didn't want to make it completely illiquid and unavailable for me to use. You know what? I'm going to use it for a cash flow accelerator. I'm going to show my community that I am doing this as well and how it can be used. I'm basically going to be a crash test dummy. We've partnered with an amazing group of individuals that are helping us structure these. I'm just going to start being that crash test dummy and relaying my journey as I go on. And so this is really part two of my journey. But really, this is probably the big step of me like, hey, I'm doing it now officially. I've done full 2 annual premium payments and it's looking great. Like, it's awesome. Now, I want to go back real quick to something I mentioned previously where I was like, hey, if you have a savings account, or you can consider this like a glorified savings account, I think The right type of person for this policy is twofold. Somebody that has their finances in order and has a solid savings. Also somebody that knows exactly what they're going to be doing with their cash flow accelerator once they get it. And by cash flow accelerator, obviously I'm again referring to a high cash value dividend paying whole life policy. If you're somebody that's going to get that, you shouldn't just treat it as an investment and let it sit. You need to use it. Otherwise, you probably are better off in just putting it in a mutual fund or the stock market or crypto on its own and forget about it. If you're using it as an investment tool and you know what you're going to be investing in and this fits into your strategy, then those two things, like if you check the box on, hey, my financial house is in order, I have a savings account, and the second thing is I have experience, I know what I'm going to be investing in, and I'm comfortable with that strategy. If those two things align and you're that type of individual, and now you're like, I want to take it to the next level and I want to accelerate my cash flow, like the scoreboard of how your cash flow is growing, then this might be for you. And if it is, by the way, activedutypassiveincome.com/CFA, stands for Cash Flow Accelerator, is where you should go next if you want to apply for this. Basically, it's just a questionnaire that'll go through, like, we want to know what your financial situation is, you know, your basic information, and then you sign up for a call with our team, and it's awesome. But anyway, going full circle, I'm doing real estate. The cash flow and the appreciated equity gains that I've made from my real estate is supplementing my lifestyle and my income, and it's awesome. Not to mention I'm doing this full time. I'm educating about real estate. I'm doing real estate full time. I'm just a regular person who 5 years ago was like, I'm gonna start this and I'm gonna teach people how to do this based off of all the lessons and mistakes and good things that I learned along the way. If y'all think that this is a cool thing, this whole life insurance thing, the cash flow or the cash that is in this policy that's growing, you can borrow against it while it's still growing as if you never borrowed it. That whole concept of it growing in two different places at the same time, watch the previous video. I'll make sure it shows up here to give you a little bit more context, and also subscribe because I'm gonna make another video to explain this further. You should reach out to us or just learn about it by yourself. Do your due diligence, look it up. Sometimes it's called the infinite banking concept. Sometimes it's called banking on yourself, I think. I don't really care. Point is, I know that we have absolutely crushed it in designing our own policies. This is not the Dave Ramsey policy where it's basically just a waste of money because all of the premium goes towards your death benefit. No, you can just get a term life policy for that at like 25 bucks a month. This is basically a savings account that is supposed to be used as an investment tool, not an investment on its own. I think I beat that horse to death. I'll see you guys in the next video. Mark Jan Stitches out. Take care. Peace.